out of Fort Lauderdale at the courthouse there. That's where prosecutors in a murder trial were showing jurors surveillance video that they say proves their case. Those jurors must decide if two defendants are guilty of murder or something else for a deadly incident that happened in Tamarac in 2015.
Local 10's Roy Ramos is live to explain. Roy.
Well, it'll be up to that jury to decide, was this murder premeditated or was it committed in the act of a robbery? Did these defendants go to that home with the intent to kill and rob this man? This, as the victim's family was inside of that courtroom. In fact, they walked outside rather than to see that home surveillance video that captured their loved one shot and killed.
They went with the intent to commit a robbery or a burglary.
Closing arguments well underway following the murder of 51-year-old Ivan Brandon, the Tamarac man killed inside of his home in 2015 by who state prosecutors say is Richard Andres and Jonathan Gordon.
Those two men are guilty. Guilty of first-degree murder.
The two suspects in court Tuesday, more than 7 years later, now both facing first-degree murder charges.
There was $30,000 to $40,000 in the state. Ladies and gentlemen, there was $2,000 in cash in the state.
According to state prosecutors, it was back in February of 2015. The men went to Brandon's home intending to rob him, armed with a gun and zip ties because they believed he was wealthy. But what they didn't expect was for the victim to fight back. Gordon argued robbery was not the motive at all. He claims Brandon's ex-girlfriend told them that her dog and a bag with personal belongings was inside of the home, and that is what they arrived to retrieve. At the time of the shooting, they say they were merely defending themselves.
Just because you're saying somebody had the intent to steal over and over and over again doesn't make them robbers.
Video, however, tells a different story and shows the victim on his cell phone in his home as the defendants are seen walking up, the men entering the home when Brandon is seen struggling on the ground, stabbing both of the suspects with a knife prosecutors say the defendants brought with them.
This is the knife that was found under Ivan Brandt's body.
Police said that's when Gordon's gun had fallen to the floor, and during the struggle with Brandon, it was Richard Andres who was seen picking it up and shooting Brandon twice, once in the neck and again in his head.
And state prosecutors have wrapped up their closing arguments. The defendants are now in the process of conducting theirs. We're going to head back into the courtroom and listen in. But if convicted, both of those defendants could face up to life in prison or the death penalty. For now, in Fort Lauderdale, Roy Ramos, Local 10 News.